All right, take a look at these sentences. Sentence number 1, cheeseburger Oreos are awesome and the end of the world is near. Sentence number 2, cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, but the end of the world is near. And sentence number 3 is cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, however, the end of the world is near. Are these simple or compound statements? Did you say compound? Right, you are. These are compound statements. These are statements that are comprised of two simple sentences. One of those sentences is cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, and the other one of those simple sentences is the end of the world is near. And I can represent each one of those simple statements by assigning it a single letter, C and E in this case. And we can symbolically represent each one of these statements using the connective dot. Dot is an operator that's called a connective. And it's called a connective because it connects simple statements in a particular relationship. And the relationship that it connects simple statements is the relationship of conjunction. What we mean by conjunction is that we're conjoining things. We're taking two things that are kind of equal, and we're bringing them together to form a whole unit. Think about conjunction and dot, kind of like how we might think about conjoined twins. We have two individual beings that are kind of brought together to form a single unit, and they're brought together in a kind of a relationship of equality. So we can represent all of these statements symbolically by just saying C dot E. And that's exactly how we'd read that, C dot E. And when we say C dot E, what we're really saying is one of these statements here. We've symbolically represented all three of these statements in the same way. Now, I know you're probably looking at these three statements and saying, yeah, but those don't mean exactly the same thing. I would say these different sentences in different contexts for different purposes, and I totally get what you mean by that. Each one of these sentences has a little bit of a different flavor to it. But what we're concerned about when we use propositional logic is the logic of the statements. And if we look at each one of these statements, we'll see that the two simple sentences are kind of performing the same function. They're being offered to us with a degree of equality. So, for example, in this statement right here, cheeseburger Oreos is awesome, and it's also the case that the end of the world is near. In this sentence, cheeseburger Oreos are awesome, but it's also the case that the end of the world is near. And you can see that same thing happening down here with however. So sentences that are compound sentences that are created by using words like and or but or yet or however or furthermore, moreover, those kinds of words. Anytime we have a single compound sentence being created by joining simple sentences in this relationship, we're going to use dot to symbolically represent them.